Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking once more another look here at SUI, seeing what's going on. Happy to see that level at what 343 get significantly broken and then some. We're starting to see this manipulation happen a lot on different coins. And before you roll your eyes and be like, "Oh, manipulation," you just recognize this here: that power of three is a very strong indicator here. A lot of times the price will move down to get people to buy into these late shorts and then to shoot back up to hit this expansive wave here. We saw the same thing happen with Near Protocol 2 as well. We kind of got hit ourselves with a short trade in this manipulation wave as soon as the price action was retesting its descending trend line, broke up as if it never happened, right? So again, just friendly advice, be very careful shorting coins like this. That was kind of the whole premise to my video from yesterday. While I was wrong in the fact that I didn't expect the price to hit the 380 range today or soon, I was expecting this descending trend line to be retested first. We're still in really good shape, okay? And that's a good sign, but we don't want to get too crazy with longs just yet. We want to make sure to double check that this can hold this range here, if you will, right? We got this previous support / resistance range like 360. We can hold above that today. Decent chance we're probably going to see SUI continue higher. It's broken through a lot of resistance, but look at this here, folks. That's a ton of volume, okay? Really good stuff. All right. So anyway, just kind of prefacing there, kind of letting you know that we're seeing a lot of just unique and funky trading patterns here. But quick congrats, of course, to our committee. Obviously, I mentioned this yesterday, complete disclosure. We do have an SUI trade open, a long position from 5 days ago. 33% there, we hit our second target. And at this point, what we want to look at is back-end data, verify a few key factors here, and kind of see what's going on with the back-end data. Because again, that liquidation level here at 360 to roughly 380 has been fully swept. We can see that right there. That liquidation range there just got hit pretty hard. Keep in mind, folks, there's a lot more liquidation, a lot more meat left on the bone here. If we look at this, we zoom in a little bit, $4 to 420 as a close approximate is a heavy concentration of additional liquidation that goes way back here to the local high when we hit that back in November on the 16th. Okay, so again, those are all very positive things. Future reference, I'm going to post all this information on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. That's available here if you're not familiar. It looks a little something like this. Just kind of give you a synopsis on what's going on with the coins that I cover. Make sure you also check out Bitunix, folks. Link down below. $12,000 deposit bonus this month. They are phenomenal. Excellent exchange, no KYC or VPN required. Let's take a look here, of course, though, at the front-end data. No, sorry, let's finish this up here. I apologize. Let's go back to the liquidation delta. We can see that people are taking a lot more longs than shorts at this exact moment. So just know that the momentum has shifted. We've broken through that resistance range, if you will, which is generally construed as liquidation. It always accumulates there. So this is a very positive sign. It does imply further upside and makes sense. You just got to recognize if Bitcoin does pull back like it's trending towards for the moment, we could see a slight correction here from SUI. Let's look at open interest here. We can kind of see that a lot of folks are pretty heavy on SUI in two different areas. We got about 360. That's that previous resistance range that was absolutely destroyed here recently. And then, of course, 380 is the local range. So a lot of folks here recently are heavy at about 380. So they're kind of in the red for the moment. Okay. And again, those are just late longs, typical late longs getting hit pretty hard. Granted, this coin does break out pretty well. It's also been stunned out a lot lately, and we're traveling into this resistance range. We're going to need a lot of volume to kind of sustain this, which we're seeing so far, but still not as much as we'd need. Okay. All right. So daily time frame, let's work our way down and kind of see what's going on here. So the daily time frame is kind of letting us know a lot of different stuff here. First of all, we're back up over the 20-day SMA. I mentioned yesterday that until we get back up above that, not generally ideal or optimal to take a long position, just based on the simple fact that we're below that range, right? And again, this is mostly just a trend setter. It's not a resistance by any stretch, but the 20-day SMA kind of lets us know if we're on the right side of tracks, which we are for now. So pending we don't close below 350, we should be in pretty good shape regarding that. Taking a look here as well, we can see the daily time frame still mostly bullish. Again, I mentioned yesterday the money flow index being low is generally a poor thing, but when you hit a certain level and it gets too low, then it will typically recover quickly. And we're still over 50 on the RSI. We can see stochastic swinging up. MACD hasn't converged yet, but we got mostly favorable signs here on the daily. And again, keep in mind that a lot can shift and change in one day. Yesterday, we were looking like we were wanting to break bearish. We had to give that descending trend line a chance to hold, and it didn't. So good news, we're back on track here for the most part. I wouldn't get too crazy with longs. I would say a long in the 360 to 357 range would be optimal. We may not see that, but just know that that's a golden pocket area there. A lot of previous support in this range too, of course, with this a lot of candlestick closures above and below. I don't know if you can see this here, but it's a pretty definitive line here, kind of letting us know that that's kind of an area of interest, right? So 363 had a lot of problems getting past that level, and once it broke below, couldn't get back up above it. Retest here failed, and now we're above it now. Okay. Again, all this volume really speaks loud. That's the reason why we're seeing that. But if that volume continues, we're going to be in good shape, really. So just pay attention to volume. That's probably the most important thing with any coin, specifically this coin too, though. As volume starts to flow in, the price goes with it. So, okay. We've already talked about the daily time frame. 4-hour time frame, we're above all moving averages. Again, we got this point of control at 343. That's a very strong support level for us. So good news is we lose, 363. 343 is the next area of support. Okay. And again, this is a really consistent number here. We got a lot of confluence there. So just know that we're above that, generally construed as a positive sign. We're also above 50 in the RSI, below 70, more room for growth. Money flow index back up above the price action. This is probably the most important thing because we're seeing more money flowing into this coin and in turn, more sustainable price action. Okay, so again, awesome stuff in that regard. Stochastic is trying to swing down, but that's a first attempt. I'm not super concerned with that. The second attempt is usually when you want to worry yourself because then you have failed multiple attempts to break through a resistance. That's usually what that tells us. Either way, we're good here on this point. So a lot of positivity at this juncture. Let's take a look at the hourly and see if there's any other confirmation. And we can probably venture to guess that Ichimoku Cloud is going to say, yes, we're good to go, which it is. Basically just telling us here we're above the conversion lines over the baseline, lagging spans free and clear. And what do you know? The cloud is consolidating here at this support at 363 to 357. That's that golden pocket. So we got a lot of good stuff going on at 360. If you get lucky and the price pulls back to 360, which it looks like it already has, that'd be a solid consideration for entry. At this point, it makes a lot more sense to consider a long versus a short, just based on everything we've seen here so far. But that added volume, folks, that's really that's the deal breaker here. Okay, so again, to anyone who is in our SUI long, congrats again on that. I would say make sure you hold that position open. I'm glad that we're securing some profits on that one that offset our near protocol, that power of 3 blunder, and we're back on track there too. So again, everything washes out in the end, folks. The key takeaway here is to not over leverage. Some folks yesterday, I know, they took that short trade because we've had like 10 good trades in a row, or it seems like we've had a lot of good trades in a row, right? And a lot of folks, they'll just get kind of nonchalant. They'll increase their leverage or they'll increase their position size. I think somebody hit their stop loss on our near protocol trade yesterday, and they were shorting at 20x leverage. Not recommended, folks. Don't do that. It's not good. Not a good call. Anyways, I know hindsight's 20/20. That's not what I'm trying to say here. We can all learn from these experiences, whether or not it's you or otherwise. And it's important to recognize that we're not completely out of the woods yet, but SUI is looking pretty strong. So considering a second long myself in the range of 360. So I'm just going to go ahead and set an alert if we happen to get back down there. I think that's a good consideration for long. Okay. All right, folks, thanks again so much for watching. Again, make sure you check out Bitunix, link down below, $12,000 deposit bonus. These guys are awesome. And obviously, if you want to jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, appreciate the support. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Take care.